J. Cole new album about to drop.
What?
J. Cole, his album about to drop, bro.
J. Cole.
Yeah.
Jermaine.
Yeah.
Cole.
Yes.
The real is back. The Ville is back.
Motivate, 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 motivate.
Alright, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and thumbs this video up, even though I know I haven't done anything yet, but you know, and just go ahead and subscribe right down there below. And yeah, so as you can see by the title today, I will be doing my J. Cole KOD album review. Now, I am a really big J. Cole fan. He is my favorite artist, and I do say artist with the utmost respect because this man makes his own beats, writes his own music. I've listened to the album one time already, all the way through. My first impression, I loved it. I thought it was pretty. I thought it sounded a little bit different compared to like his previous albums, because he to me has more of like a old school kind of traditional hip-hop type of sound, like his instrumentals and beats and all of that, but he always has a message, and this time he definitely still had a message that didn't change. I feel like the beats that he used this time were a little bit more 2018, I guess, for lack of a better word, but I like it though. It still sounded really good, and I feel like it'll with the message that he's trying to get out, I feel like it'll attract the right group of people. Like the people that he's trying to talk to in this album will take a little bit more time to listen, because you know these days we're used to like the trap beats. If you don't have a trap beat, it's not popping, you know, mumble rap, all that other stuff, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so he's trying to like reach into that kind of like demographic, I guess, but at the same time he's not straying too far away from what he normally does, so he's not losing the fans that he already has. And so as far as the album itself goes, the album cover I feel like is really interesting. And we're getting to the title right in a second as well. I feel like it's really interesting how he has himself there as a king, and then he has like the skull there, and then it's like a bunch of kids. And that honestly ties into the fact that the album has like 3 different titles. So the most one that I feel like is most relevant would be Kids on Drugs, because majority of the album is talking about how a lot of people do start using drugs at a young age, and it does stem from like the environment that they grow up in, you know, what they see around them. And like I said, the fact that he has changed his the sound of his beats to fit more towards the younger generation and like what they're used to hearing, in order for them to like listen to what he's saying. I feel like, yeah, the title Kids on Drugs would definitely it definitely makes sense. Another title that I heard was King Overdosed, which would also tie into the fact that he has himself on the album cover with a crown on his head. He's very socially conscious, J. Cole. So to say King Overdose is almost like he's taking king as in like a black king, and talking about how drugs has impacted, you know, our status as being kings and queens. So I feel like that might be, I'm not sure. And then the other title was, I think it was Kill Our Demons or something like that. And a lot of the album is also talking about how whoever it is like battling with their addiction to drugs, or like their addiction to anything, to something. And it's like your inner demons start to come out, and you're trying to cope with it. I feel like it's really creative for him to just title it as an acronym and have like 3 different titles. 2 different people can listen to the same song and get 2 completely different messages. And I feel like that's definitely what he's trying to do with this album. So that's enough of me talking, and we're gonna get right into it. First, I'm gonna play the intro, and then I'm gonna break that down for you guys, and we're gonna just follow the story.
There are many ways to deal with this pain.
The intro is basically talking about how the way that you deal with the pain that you experience is up to you, and in that intro a lot it said choose wisely, choose wisely. So it's basically saying how people have a choice of either like dealing with the pain that they experience healthy, or they'll turn to something like drugs or other types of addictions to cope with the pain. A lot of people I know in the Black community, as far as what I've seen personally, a lot of people do run away from the pain that they experience. They don't like to talk about it, you know, because if you talk about it, you're weak. You got to be strong. You know, we don't have these problems, like especially like when it comes to like mental health and things like that. We don't have anxiety. We don't have stress. You know, that's something that's not real and it's not talked about. And I feel like that also plays a big role into why people end up compressing a lot of their feelings, and you know, they do turn to negative things. They do turn to drugs. They do turn to gangs because of that. So I feel like the intro definitely sets that tone up. So choose wisely, kids. Choose wisely. So the second song is called KOD. It is 3 minutes and 11 seconds. So we gonna get into that. And by the way, with the title, J. Cole did actually tweet and say that there was 3 meanings. I just I couldn't remember where I heard that, and he actually tweeted that himself. So
No addict go play me. My life is too crazy. No addict go play me. This is what you call a flip. 10 keys from a...
all right, well, I totally forgot about that song. That joint was fire. So basically, to summarize this song up, I think it's like king of drugs, because in this song, the person sounds like he's selling drugs, and now he has like a whole bunch of money and he doesn't know how to act. Like, people are coming around like, how does it feel? Like, and one of the lines even said, the number one question is how does it feel that you on? How much money you worth? How big is your home? You know, they asking like, how is it now that you're not broke no more? You got this money, and it's all about and he got it all from selling drugs or dealing with drugs. But it could also be king overdose, because like I said, he's supposed to be a king. He a Black king, but he out here turning to drugs. You probably overdosing on this addiction that you about to, you know, create for yourself. The attention, the money addiction. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And even at another point in the song, he said, so he said, my homie got pharmaceutical plug. I smoked the drug and it run through my vein. I think it's working, it's numbing the pain. So again, that goes back to the title, talking about how, you know, people turn to drugs to deal with their demons and everything like that. So, without further ado, we're just going to get into the next song. Like I said, I don't want to keep this too long. So the next song is called Photograph. It is 3 minutes and 38 seconds. And we're going to get right into it right now.
Even know your name. Wonder if you follow back.
Okay, so that one was a little bit more deep, I guess. Honestly, I'm not even sure. Like, he could be talking about two different things. He could be talking about an actual person, or he could be talking about drugs as well. Yeah, so if he was talking about a person, he's basically talking about how he saw this girl's picture on the internet, and, you know, he's trying to hit her up, shoot a shot and all that. But then at the same time, if you think of it in another way, he could be talking about drugs. I might be looking too deep into it, but I know in the first verse he did say, I love your sense of humor. You don't get caught up in rumors. You don't be talking about who's messing with who, you know, stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like drugs are like that for you too. So it's like your sense of humor. Okay, well, weed makes everybody laugh at everything. You know what I mean? It's like you don't get caught up in stuff. The weed or other drugs will make you feel more chill about stuff. They don't make you stress. Like, just like a partner will help you de-stress, drugs will also help you de-stress in that same way. So I just think that's really interesting how, you know, a lot of stuff that he's saying can have two different meanings. Okay, so we're just going to keep it moving, and we're going to go into the next song, which is called The Cut Off. Let's see about it. And this song is, it's featuring Little Kill Edward. I don't know who that is. But, yeah, so we'll see about it. The song is 3 minutes and 57 seconds. So let's go.
I can't go if I die, I don't know. I'm dreaming violent. I can't tolerate this lawyer.
Okay, well, that song was a little bit more reflective of his like his old school sound and stuff. This song was so, like, I don't know, deep to me. I don't know, it made me feel away. Yeah, J. Cole's whole first verse made me think of my man. Like, as a Black man, I could, and, you know, and knowing where we come from, I can see a lot of him in this. That was really deep. A couple of lines that stuck out to me were in the chorus when Kill Edwards says, "Give me drink, give me dope, bottom line, I can't cope." That right there says enough. I don't need to further explain, but we already know what the album title is. We already know what the theme of this album is. And basically that's still following the lines with "you're doing drugs," because he blatantly said, "I can't cope." In this song, he's dealing with like not knowing who's loyal to him and who is and who isn't loyal to him. In another point in the song, he said, "Time will tell who's on my side. You always looking over your back." That's very stressful, and it will cause a lot of anxiety, and it could even cause depression, because who wants to feel like they're alone? You know what I mean? Like deep inside you feel like you're alone. So, and that also goes back to how in the Black community we ignore a lot of that. Like our community does love to say that we don't feel anxiety, we don't get stressed, we don't get depressed. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, a lot of people just turn to drugs to cope with that type of stuff. And sidebar, I'm looking at a bigger picture right now of the album cover, and I'm just realizing that the kids on the album are doing drugs. That's wild. I didn't even peep that. Okay. Jermaine. So we're gonna move on to the next song. The next song is ATM. It is 3 minutes and 36 seconds. We'll see about it.
Take it when you die. Oh no, don't stress. Big bills, big bills. I fell in love with big.
Okay, so that song, he was going back to the little 808s and the little snare drum. You not slick, Jermaine. You are not slick. But yeah, so basically in the song, I think it's more directed to instead of an addiction to drugs, it's more like an addiction to money. People do have addictions to money. They'll place a lot of value on money, and the song is basically talking about counting it up. And like I started saying, well, I started saying it, I'm pretty sure I edited that part out, but at the beginning of the song, they reiterated the intro of the album. So in the intro of the album, where they have been talking about, you know, life can bring much pain, choose wisely, they reiterated it again in the intro here. So they said life can bring much pain, there's many ways to deal with this pain, choose wisely. And I feel like that is definitely a reoccurring theme. That is the main message that J. Cole is trying to get across in this album, is to choose the way that you deal with your demons. And there was one line in here that stuck out to me. Yeah, he said, $1 million, I count it up in intervals. Without it, I'm miserable. So, like I said, that's just going back to him being addicted to money, and that's the way that he's coping with things. But money cannot bring you happiness, kids. Money cannot bring you happiness. So we're going to move on to the next song. Song number 6, Motivate. This is my favorite song on the album, cause the beat go. I love it, and y'all gonna love it too. I don't know, maybe I hope y'all do, because I like it, so I want everybody to like what I like. So this song is 2 minutes and 13 seconds. So this is the shortest song on the album, and I kind of wish it was longer, because I like it. I'm ready, so that was my favorite song on the album, y'all. So basically what this song is about is basically the motivation to hide their problems. We're sticking with that same theme. The main line that stuck out to me in this song is in the refrain, where he said, "Too many times I swallow my pride. I'm cracking a smile. I'm dying inside. My demons are close. I'm trying to hide. I'm popping a pill. I'm feeling alive." And then he'll just say, "I'm feeling alive," over and over again. And like I said, that'll go back into the title, King Overdose, because again, Black King, and he's turning to drugs in order to cope with his demons. And that goes back to kill our demons. He said his demons are close. He's trying to hide. He don't know how to kill them, because we don't talk about this in the Black community. He don't know how to kill him, so what he do? Pop some pills. He feeling alive now. He forget, he not thinking about it. You know, he's dying to crack in the smell, dying inside. A lot of people, what I've noticed, and this is my own experience with people, like the most comedic people, or the people that are in the funny guy in the group, you know what I mean? They're always the ones that are the saddest on the inside. And I say that because when somebody's actually depressed, they don't want other people to know that they're depressed. So they put on a really good front. And so by making other people laugh, they're distracting their self and distracting everybody else from the fact that they have a problem. don't do drugs. And I do feel like it was not a coincidence that J. Cole dropped this album on 420. I'm like, the message I'm getting from this album is the same that I have about weed and, like, you know, stuff like that in general. Is if you do it for fun, that's one thing. But if you're doing it because you're trying to avoid a feeling that you're having, that's something else. And I don't feel like you should be self-medicating to deal with the problems or the pains that you're experiencing in life, because that's how you become addicted, and you're not really helping yourself, because when something else happens to you, you're not going to be able to deal with it. You're not going to know how to handle it. So it's better if you're able to cope or like deal with your emotions and figure out how to deal with the things that you're going through with your, like, for yourself, without the assistance of a drug just trying to make you forget about it, or just trying to like distract yourself with a whole bunch of money and females or guys to forget about it. Like, because the problem's not going to go away. It's still there. You're just temporarily forgetting about it. The problem's not fixed. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm starting to get the vibe that that's the message that J. Cole is going for, because like I said, he smokes. He's not gonna. Alright, so we're halfway through the album. We're on song number 7. It's called Kevin's Heart.
I got the earth and the blunt. I get the skirt when I want. I get the skirt when.
Oh, that song was kind of deep. Alright, so basically there's 2 different meanings this song could have. He's talking about, obviously, an addiction to either a drug. He's referencing like talking about a girl, and he could be talking about a drug, or he could be talking about an actual female, or he could be talking about both. Y'all listen to it, tell me what y'all think. This one definitely has 2 different meanings to it. So yeah, we're just gonna keep it moving. We're gonna go to the 8th song. It's called Brackets. By the way, the last song, I didn't say how long it was. It was 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Brackets, this next song, is the longest song on the album, and it is 5 minutes and 15 seconds. So let's just get right into it.
I write a check to the IRS, my pockets get slim. Damn, do I even have a safe?
Woo! Y'all definitely gotta listen to that one for yourself. Alright, so basically that song wasn't it was kind of on the theme of like the KOD, all the titles and stuff, but it kind of wasn't. Basically, it was talking about taxes and how we pay so many taxes, but we have no say in where the money's going. Like, they tell us that the money is going to, like, schools and, like, our community and all that. But then at the same time, that money's really going to, like, gun companies or, like, pharmaceutical companies and things like that. And all that stuff just gets cycled back into, like, our communities and causes a lot of damage. So it's kind of like, we're not really paying for what they say that we're paying for. We're paying and funding our own destruction through taxes, y'all. And he put this in like the most lyrical way. Like, listen to this song. Okay, so J. Cole, why you doing this? We're almost there. We are on the 9th song. It's called Winston Addict. It's an interlude. Let me see how long it is. It is 3 minutes and 17 seconds. So let's get into this one.
To myself, maybe my mama need help. Don't she got work in the morning? Why she do this to herself?
Dang, that's another deep one too, y'all. J. Cole, you trying to get me in my feelings already today, son? It's only like too early for this. Alright, so basically that song just told the story of a son whose mother started turning to alcohol because she had her heart broken by his stepfather. His stepfather left her, and yeah, so she turned to drugs to cope with her broken heart. She started drinking a lot, and the son really didn't know what to do about it. Like, he would always try to look out for her, say, "Mom, you don't need to be doing this." As a kid, you can't really, it's hard to tell your parents what to do, because they just still look at you like you a kid, like you don't know what you're talking about. You know, even though you have the best intentions, it's still hard. So, and that's kind of what happened here. Like, he tried to look out for his mom, tell her, you know, maybe you shouldn't be doing this and maybe you should stop. And she wasn't hearing it, you know what I mean? So, because of that, he would run away, try to avoid this problem that he had, and ended up going to other problems himself. So, the line that stuck out to me, the outro is basically saying, "Something's got a hold on me. I can't let it go. Out of fear, I won't be free. something's got a hold on me. And he just basically repeated that. And then at the end, they reiterated again that same theme, saying life can bring much pain. There are many ways to deal with this pain. Choose wisely. So again, like, I feel like that's like really deep there by itself. Like we all have our own demons. And again, that goes back to him saying something has a hold on me. I can't let go out of fear that I won't be free. So it's kind of like we hold on to these things that are these problems and these pains that we've dealt with. And we feel like, it's kind of like we guilt ourselves into thinking that something bad is always going to happen. You know, we're never going to attain that true happiness or that true freedom of not having to deal with something heavy, you know. And again, that still goes back to how in our community, that's something that we don't talk about. We keep it inside, and, you know, we just don't deal with it. And so because of that, you know, something will always be holding us back from feeling any type of pleasure, because there's always going to be that doubt in the back of your mind, like, hey, I might be feeling happy right now, but it's not going to last. And that's a really negative way to be looking at life, you know. But it's really hard to not look at life that way if you've experienced certain things. So we have 3 songs left, including this one. There's only 12 songs on the album. Alright, so it's called Friends. It's also featuring Kill Edward again, and the song is 4 minutes and 17 seconds. Let's go.
Try it, I know of a better way. Meditate.
Yeah. All right. I really like that song. It was also another deep song, of course. But, you know, throughout the whole album, he's been building up the notion of, you know, turning to drugs, kids on drugs, killing overdose with their addiction, avoiding killing our demons, avoiding the stuff that we deal with and our pain and everything, reiterating that there are different ways to handle the pain that we experience in life. But he never came with a solution until this song. You know, and the line that really stuck out to me, because this is like saying everything that I said at the beginning of this video, and how I feel about, you know, drugs and smoking and things like that. And he said, he was talking about how kids deal with trauma, you know, they deal with things and they grow up and they start smoking to deal with it. He said, fast forward, them kids is grown and they blowing trees and popping pills due to chronic anxiety. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, we don't talk about anything, so we'll try to self-medicate. And another thing that stuck out was where he said, I know you say it helps, and I'm not trying to offend, but I know depression and drug addiction don't blend. And this is a conversation that I've had with a lot of people in my life already about smoking. And I feel like a lot of people in my life that do, they're not only doing it for recreation, they're doing it because they're trying to cope with things, or they're trying to avoid their, like, feelings that they don't want to confront. And you know, they do deal with like a lot of depression and things like that, and in order for them to get out of that, they decide to smoke. And like I said already, in all honesty, it's not making the problem go away. It's not helping you learn how to deal with your emotions or anything like that. So once your high comes down, your depression is still there, your problem is still there. And so it's just really going to create it might not be physically addicting, but it definitely can be mentally addicting, because you get used to that high and feeling happy when you're on that drug, instead of trying to figure out how you can feel happy without the assistance of something else. So I definitely feel like the message in this song was amazing. And he even said, you know, instead of doing that, he proposed a solution, which was to meditate instead. And I really feel like that is definitely a great way to overcome a lot of issues that we do deal with, and a lot of stress, is to meditate and kind of like try to learn ourselves and figure out how we can make ourselves happy without having, because when you smoke, like, you're like, the receptors in your brain, like, something happens chemically in your brain that makes you happy and makes you relaxed. And so it's like you're tricking yourself into feeling something that's not really going on. I feel like this album is really good. I really hope that people do take the time to like really listen to this. Like, this song definitely touched me in a way that I can't even explain, because it's like I've been where he's talking about. I don't do drugs or anything like that. I don't smoke. I don't really drink like that. But everybody in my life does. And so to me, it's like I see them and I see everything that they go through, and I see, you know, them turn to smoking to feel better. And it's like I'm always the one trying to tell them, like, I feel like, you know, I'm not trying to step on no toes or anything, but at the same time it's like I don't want to see you like doing things that aren't fully beneficial to you, because at the end of the day, like I said, the problem is still there and you're not really learning how to deal with it. You're only running away. And it's like I don't really want to see my friends go through that, or anybody that I care about go through anything like that. You know, I want to see them better themselves. I want to see them strong mentally, emotionally, all of that. So it's like I find myself in this position when I'm trying to talk to them and tell them, you know, I know you're depressed, I know you're going through things, you can talk to me, you know, you can, you know, open up, you don't have to bottle it in. And that also comes from the fact that nobody likes to open up, that everybody feels like they got to deal with their issues themselves and alone by themselves, and that's really just not the case. And I really feel like we need to have this discussion as a society, to be honest, as in the Black community, like really, because it really is very damaging to have this type of mindset that we cannot feel any type of negativity or like feel sad or feel depressed. Like it's really looked upon as if you're weak if you feel any of that stuff, and it's just not true. So as y'all can see, I'm starting to go off on a rant, but my mood, J. Cole, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? So we're gonna move on to song number 11. It's the second to last song. This is technically the outro, because it says the outro. It's called Window Pane, and it is 4 minutes and 46 seconds.
Cut out with all you went through. A bullet hit your cousin in Temple while he was with you.
Man, J. Cole, you about to have me crying up in here, man. Come on. Alright, y'all. So basically, this song, the outro, he's basically talking about how, you know, throughout the song, we talked about various addictions, various things that people turn to avoid their own demons. And he talked about how he's gained or been there, done that through all of it. And on the other side, after experiencing everything, getting money, having a whole bunch of females, you know, he's saying that he's been there, done that with everything. And on the other side, you know, he's still like, it didn't bring him anything. You know, the problem is still there. You know, the issue is still there. Basically, people will do anything to be accepted by other people. That's really all it is. Like, you're out here joining gangs because you want to be accepted by other people. You're out here doing drugs because other people are doing it. You out here trying to shoot up places because your gang is doing it, your friends are doing it. That becomes your family when the pain that you've experienced has come from your actual blood family. So you try to go out and create your own, but 9 times out of 10, while you may feel like some loyalty there, again, like I talked about before, you still don't know in that environment. You don't know who you can trust. So while you're out here trying to impress these people, at the same time, you still have these issues that you're dealing with back home, and you still feeling alone. So it's like, you know, there's no win in that situation for real. So, and then again, at the end of the song, they reiterate the album title. So they say KOD, which could mean all 3 of the titles. And again, they said choose wisely. So I love the fact that this is the theme of the album. They're telling you, you know, there are so many things you could turn to when you're dealing with stress, when you're dealing with pain, when you're dealing with a lot of negativity and adversity. But at the end of the day, it's your choice on how you handle that. Nobody's making you snort coke. Nobody is making you go shoot up people. Nobody is making you, you know, do other things that you shouldn't be doing for money, rob people. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's making you do that. It's making you feel better for the moment, but again, your problem is still there. And in all honesty, you're probably creating bigger problems for yourself while you're going through all this anyway. So it's your choice. You can either go on a self-destructive path, you can go on a self-medicating path where you're not going to solve anything, or you can try to find a healthier way to deal with this stress, like maybe going to a therapist, or even just talking to somebody that you feel like you can trust or that will listen to you. And, you know, not just trying to hold everything inside and feel like you can deal with everything by yourself, because you really don't have to. You don't have to deal with everything by yourself. And if there's anybody watching this video that feels like they need somebody to talk to, or they don't have anybody to talk to, please message me. You can message me on all my social media is going to be in the description and on the end screen. So you guys can definitely talk to me if you feel like you have nobody to talk to. I'm very understanding. I'm a very non-judgmental person. I do try to see, like, I see all sides. I'm able to take myself out of my own opinions and my own experiences and see, oh, okay, this is what happened to you. This is why you're going through that. Like, I see where your mind is at. Like, I can put myself in other people's shoes. So I feel like if anybody feels like they need somebody to talk to, and they don't have anybody to talk to when they're dealing with all this stuff, they're depressed, you guys are stressed, if you're suicidal, any of that, please message me and I will definitely talk to you. I'll definitely be here to listen. I have an open mind. I'm here for you guys. And I really feel like it's great that YouTube is giving people like me a platform to reach out to people that may not have somebody that's directly around them to listen to them or help them. So please, 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 please. I'm so serious. I have no issues talking to any of you guys. If you have any issues at all or something you just want to get off your chest, or if you feel alone, please message me anywhere. You can message me here on YouTube, you can message me on my Twitter, you can message me on Snapchat, any of that, totally fine. Instagram, totally fine. I do not care. Just message me. Do not do anything crazy. I'm here for you. I love you guys. So serious. Alright, well, we're not at the end of the album yet. We're on the last song. And the last song, I feel like was kind of funny, because everybody's been talking about this one, alright? It's called 1985, intro to the Fall Off. Now, a lot of people are speculating that this is an intro to his next project, but then at the same time, if you listen to the lyrics and what he's talking about, it could be just be the intro to the fall off of these fad rappers, so like the mumble rappers or people that really aren't, they're coming out and they're not going to last long in the music industry. Now, a lot of people are saying that this is directed to Lil Pump. It's supposed to be directed to Lil Pump and one of the Lil Pump's friends, or yeah, because apparently they like did a diss track about J. Cole. Like, who does a diss track about J. Cole? Like, he's just over here minding his own business. Like, who are you? Like, you. Yeah, so apparently they made a diss song about him and he heard it, and so he had an opinion, and instead of, you know, firing back, he decided to give them a little bit of advice, and I like it. So I'm gonna listen to it, even though I basically explained what the whole song is. I'm gonna still listen to it anyway. Y'all not gonna hear the whole song from me, but the song is 3 minutes and 10 seconds.
What's expected when your skin black. They want to see you dab. They want to see you pop a pill. They like, in 5 years, you gonna be on Love and Hip Hop, nigga.
Oh! Jermaine! You are not right. Bruh. Alright, I'm done. Yeah, basically in that song, he was just talking about how rappers these days, they got the audacity to be trying to come for J. Cole.
One of these niggas banging J. Cole.
Yeah.
Jermaine.
Yeah.
Cole.
Yes.
Trying to come for him. But at the same time, you need to be taking advice, because he's made it this far off of a niche. J. Cole's not for everyone. That's all I'm gonna say. J. Cole is not for everyone. He is a very calculated rapper. He's a very good storyteller, but he always has a message. And I feel like a lot of people just don't have the patience to try to understand that. They'd rather listen to music that will make them feel good, or like has a good beat, you know what I'm saying? Party music, there's nothing wrong with that at all. But that's why I'm saying it's not for everyone, because not everybody wants to think deeply when they listen to music. So overall, you know, I already talked about the album throughout. I talked about the album at the beginning. I feel like it's a really good album. It's really deep, and I really hope that the people that he's trying to reach in this take the time to actually listen, because I feel like a lot of people that place more value on like mumble rap or like the fad rap sound that's going on right now, they're the ones that need to hear this. And you know, it's like the people that J. Cole is talking to, like his fans like me, we're already, it's like you're preaching to the choir, fam. Like, we're already here with you, man. So I just really hope that people that aren't normally J. Cole fans would still take the time out to like hear, spice it up, spread it out, create some variety for yourself, you know. And I hope they take the message as well. Yeah, thanks guys for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Definitely let me know what you guys think down below. Don't forget what I said. If anybody has any issues or they're dealing with anything, please, please, please do not hesitate to message me and reach out and talk to me. I definitely don't have a problem being a listener for you guys and having an open ear for you guys at all. I love you guys. thank you guys so much for supporting me. Even though I'm really not big yet at all, I don't have as many followers as a lot of people out here, but at the end of the day, I'm still here for anybody, you know what I mean? It's not, to me, it's not about the followers. It's about, you know, just doing something that I like doing and being able to reach people and help other people in the process of doing that. Make sure you thumbs this video up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button right down there below so you don't miss out on any of my other videos. Go ahead and follow me on my social media. You can reach out to me on all of my social media, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, all that's going to be on the next screen and in the description below. So thanks guys for watching, and I will definitely see you guys in my next video.
KOD.